Are the holidays right around the corner where you are? They are breathing down my neck. And you know what the holidays bring? Guests. And you know what delights guests more than anything? A cookie platter. Get those aprons on and those ovens started. Today on Spectrum's Easy Gourmet Cooking, we are making 2 cookies from 1 dough. Fill up those cookie platters. Let's get started on that dough. The first thing I want you to do is take a half a cup of Spectrum Organic Shortening, which won the American Masters of Taste Award, so rest assured your cookies will not be lacking for flavor, friends. And get that right into the bowl of a stand mixer. Now, because we're using shortening instead of butter, these cookies are dairy-free, so for your friends and family with allergies, you're set. And speaking of allergies, if you are looking for a gluten-free version, we've got you covered. To the shortening, I'm adding 3/4 cup of sugar and lock and load. Just cream that shortening and sugar together until it's nice and fluffy. All right, to that I'm going to add 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and mix that again. Now you don't want to mix this too much right now. We don't want to beat that egg and let it get too frothy, just until it's starting to come together. You can always scrape down the sides. Now, to that, I'm going to add 1½ cups of all-purpose flour and mix that together again. Now, like I said, we're making 2 cookies from 1 batter. So, I want you to take half of this dough and get it in a plastic bag, because for those sugar cookies, we want this dough to set in the refrigerator a little bit before we start rolling it out. Get all the air out and just pat it into a little disc. This is going to help it cool down quicker. Now the remaining dough is for the orange spice cookies. So to this I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of molasses, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. And it wouldn't be orange spice cookies if we didn't have the zest of 1 orange. Get this back on your stand mixer. Give it one last go. And what we're looking for here is a nice, deep, brown, earthy dough. And we are ready to go. While those sugar cookies are resting, we are going to roll out all of these spice cookies. You see this? That's what we're looking for. A nice marbly dough, really beautiful, perfect for inviting guests into your home. Pinch off a little ball at a time. Not too big, just about a ping pong ball, just under a ping pong ball size. Roll that in your hands, dip that in some cinnamon sugar, and get that on a sheet tray and press it down with 2 fingers. That's the perfect indentation. That's exactly what you're looking for. And if you have a house full of kids, this should be their job. Do you have favorite holiday cookie recipes? Share them with us at our website. All right. Get these spice cookies into your oven at 350 degrees for about 9 to 11 minutes. What we're looking for is just a little coloring around the edges. Now the dough is already dark, so you're not going to see a lot of color. So don't let them burn. Make sure you take them out after 11 minutes. Okay, time for the lemon iced sugar cookies. Here's the dough that we've had set in the fridge. Make sure you sprinkle your counter with a liberal amount of flour. There's nothing like cookie dough stuck to the counter. Get some flour both on the bottom and the top of that dough, and then roll it out. You can keep turning it to make sure it doesn't stick. You can even flip the dough. I'm looking for about a 1/4 inch thickness on these cookies. And that's what we've got right here. So now I hope you have a favorite holiday cookie cutter. Mine is a snowflake that my sister bought me. Cut out cookies and get them right on a sheet tray. All those scraps, you can either bake them as is and tell people they're art projects, or knead it back together and roll it out again. These snowflakes are ready to go. Get them in the oven also at 350 degrees for 9 to 11 minutes. Again, with these ones you will be able to see some color right around the edges, and you want just a hint of brown. Don't get them brown all over, because then they'll be brittle and too crisp when they come out. I want a cookie that's crisp on the edges and soft in the center. When they come out of the oven, Let them cool, and you will have these beauties. Now, they wouldn't be lemon iced cookies without some icing, and if you think icing is too hard to make, think again. Icing is nothing more than powdered sugar and some liquid. You can use milk, but in this case, I'm gonna use the juice of a lemon to about 3/4 cup powdered sugar. Get a whisk. That's exactly what we're looking for. You see that texture? Perfect. Now set your whisk aside and get the kids in the kitchen because this will be a little messy. Take your snowflakes and dip them upside down so the tops get covered. Let the extra icing drip off. Turn them up and let them set on a tray. Don't worry about these being perfect. This is why I use a snowflake cookie cutter. None of them are alike. When you're all done icing the cookies, this is what you will have. A beautiful platter to welcome guests into your home. Now, remember those orange spice cookies we baked earlier? This is what they look like when they come out of the oven. Perfect! I love the holidays. Guys, happy holidays from Spectrum. I'm Dan Kohler, wishing you good cookies.